Hello, happy Monday, which is generally an oxymoron, but here we are. Hope everyone's doing well. I've missed a couple of streams because bit my tongue, whatever. I don't know what happened, but after Monday's stream, like starting Tuesday, it hurt to talk. Then it's starting to hurt to talk and eat. And it started hurting to talk and eat and drink. And then it started healing up. So still catch the spot a little bit here and there, but I can at least talk without being completely annoyed at my existence. So here we are. So, sorry, we missed a couple streams, but should be doing good now. Weather's been good at least, so been hanging out with the girls. The wife got back Saturday. Sunday we took the dogs out. There was an event going on at a town nearby. So we went out, just walked around, brought them into some stores. They were dog friendly. Ate out on a patio at a place we hadn't been to before. It was nice, so that was fun. Do any of you have Samsung phones? I'm curious. I was really leaning towards not getting another Samsung when I saw the way that the Samsung managed app store will try to tell you that you have an update pending for an app, but the app isn't one that you've ever installed. So literally it's trying to trick you into installing some shit. And I didn't like that. That's very anti-consumer. Like, I didn't like that, but now all of a sudden, granted, I've got a Samsung Z Flip 3 5G, and they're on the 6th gen. So this thing's like 2.5, 3.5 years old, somewhere in there. But all of a sudden, with the last update, it's practically unusable. What did you miss? Nothing. We're just getting into it. Like, literally, most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, if I wake my phone from sleep, the screen will go black with between half a second to 3 seconds. Just completely goes black. The battery can be full, doesn't matter. It just shuts the screen back off. And it does this repeatedly. Like, I'm lucky when I get it to not do that. And then I'm just like, I don't know what's different. So it is literally unfucking usable, and I'm irritated because it's June. No one's doing phone sales in June. So I'm sitting here going, am I waiting for Black Friday? That's like I'm sitting on almost half a year of a useless phone. Like, I have to sit through 4 to 5 months here of a useless phone. Get a second hand? We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, let's get into the game. It's been a minute. No. Not a Samsung. I've heard good things about OnePlus, even though no carrier like officially supports them. They work on pretty much every carrier in the US. They just don't sell through the carriers, so none of the carriers really advertise that they're compatible. So there's that. Send you an invite. Alright. Might have crap you could use. What did I do with my old quiver? This it? I think this one's it. Let's see what we can get for you. What Pretty sure this is the one I upgraded from. Yeah, I think that's the one I upgraded from. You need serrated. Like, need, or that's what you want to work towards, because I honestly don't know if I have serrated. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got a single serrated one. Well, if you want the bow that I had before, which, if I remember right, ran me like 1 divine, that one needs level 72. So we got some leveling to do for you. And I assume you want that one. Now, granted, it focuses on physical and elemental damage. But, let's see, the other one... What's this one do? This one doesn't... This one does more physical damage and doesn't boost elemental damage. But you get life and mana per kill, so I don't know... It wasn't too much less damage than the one I was using, but I don't know if you feel that'll fit your build better. Which one? This one was only slightly less damage than the one I was using that does the elemental. You need all physical? Okay. I was wondering. Yeah, this was only... For my build, it was only slightly less. And... Yeah, this one. Sounds good. Wicked Pogger, welcome. Thanks for the hydrate. Alright. Let's see... See which one of these quivers gives you good bonus too. Give me a second here.
Shocking.
So far, it's the one all the way to the right. Oh no, it's that one. Alright, it's that one. We want to see a pupper? Alright, let me get one in here. You do any crit at all? Any critical damage, Space? Come here, Lola. Pupper time. We get them both. How you doing, Pogger? Welcome, welcome. More crit? Okay. For you. And for you. Alright, then this one... Test it, see how it does with your build. I've got a few other options, but this one gives the most added damage that I'm seeing here. But all the other ones are not too far off. We'll give you some doggo love. Some tiny doggo love. Yes, this is Lola. She's adorable. She's 5 pounds. She's 4 years old. And Georgia, our 10-pounder, is very happy letting her take all of the being held for camera right now. Yeah, you good girl? You good girl? Yeah, you got the treats. You got the treats for coming up. Thanks for cooperating. Alright, we'll let you go back down. We'll let you go back down. Good girl. Who said she's cute? I mean, is she not? I'm confused. Is she not? Who said she isn't? What? You accept the trade space. All right. Try this and this. We'll have to get you some levels for the bow. But you should be able to use the quiver right away. In theory. There we go. Pogger said she's cute. Pogger said she's cute. Is there anything else you need that would help the build out at all? Anything you're looking for on rings or other gear? I've got crap I'm sitting on that might be able to help you. Anything on jewels you're trying to roll? And we can run some tier 15s to power level you. Just stay near me and ideally behind me. But we can get you power leveled. Bleed and bleed magnitude. Let's see what we've got. Literally none of them have rolled bleed yet. Do those generally come on emeralds or sapphires? I assume emeralds. They're on rubies, really. All right, global physical damage would help, actually. So this is a maybe. Attack damage could also be good. Life leached. Attack damage. We can try to roll this one for you. Weapon swap. Knight. You're not doing totems, I don't think. Empowered attacks. Alright, let's see what we can get you. Stun build up attack damage. We're not necessarily bad yet. None of them are rolling bleed. Empowered is a maybe. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that was... Okay, we got 2. That one's not going to be good. 16, we can do something with this. Okay. Valor is nothing. 2 Rage. Yeah, none of those actually rolled to be useful for you. Sadly. From PoE trade. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I mean, alright. Anything else? What else can we do? So many with physical damage. Alright, 6 to 8. Leech. 5 to 9. 7 to 12. So far, the best one is 7 to 12, but I didn't even see what else it does. Yep, 7 to 12 beats 6 to 11. 7 to 15, plus an additional skill. That's fire. Intelligence, fire resistance. That... maybe? Let's be honest. 10 to 17. You actually might use that? Okay. Now this one's 10 to 17, gives you a little evasion, gives you 39% lightning resistance, some life regen, a lot of mana regen. That could be solid too. For the int roll? Okay. If this one's got a dex roll on it and it's 25% to all elemental resistances, 9 to 14 physical damage, and then 24 to 45 fire, but I suppose chaos. I assume you're interested in that one? All right. 15 to 18. That's actually impressive. A little bit of dexterity, a little bit of lightning resistance. Outside of that, it's not that great. Okay. So these three, did you want either of the unset rings as well? There's that 10 to 17 physical damage, 39% lightning resistance, a little bit of life regen, 42% mana regen. But this one's 7 to 15 physical damage, the int roll, a little bit of fire resistance. Either one of those seem useful? Yeah, I'll give them both. You can play around with it, and if there's one you're not using, you can give it back. It's cool. Do these boots look like something you'd want? %35% movement speed. You've got some built-in fire resistance. You've got 2 rune slots. Increased rarity of items. You've got evasion and energy shield. I think these are what I was using before the ones I'm using now. Let's see. Headgear-wise... This doesn't have any resistances, otherwise I'm be great. Are you going to go for a Chaos Inoculation or not? I didn't look at the build at all. You going Chaos Inoculation, or are you going like a little more mix of health, energy shield kind of thing? Okay, not doing Chaos Inoculation. Gotcha. Alright. There we go. You got things to play around with. I mean, if you want to go for it. I've got a... That's not quite what I want for my energy shield helmet. Yeah, start with those, though. At least the ones you can use. You are level... Oh, 68, yeah. So we only need 4 levels for you to get you access to that bow. That's not bad. For some reason I thought you were lower 60s. Yeah, right now I'm at 4456 energy shield. Feels nice. I hate that this has maximum life. Like, that's such a wasted stat. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Of course, this max spirit isn't really doing much. This plus spirit isn't doing much either. And the life regeneration per second also not doing anything. Yeah, that one's also got life regeneration, so it's not doing anything. Right side though, I don't think I actually bought these. I think I crafted these out of something that dropped for me. So, turned out pretty well. Right? I think that's what happened with these. I honestly don't remember. Alright, let me know when you're ready and we can pop in, get you leveled up. If you want, we can also see about getting you your 3rd ascendancy today. I obviously don't have the stuff to run for your 4th ascendancy. It'd be a few runs to see if we get lucky and it drops. Heard one of my dogs make a noise. Trying different mixes of gear, I see. That is pretty nice. It gives Dex and Int. But if I don't have the lightning resistance there, that screws things up, and I've got to find it in my ring or something. Which then I'm losing something else there, if that's the one we replace. It's so hard to balance maxing these resistances out, you know? Makes what you're looking for in gear so specific. Why do I keep hearing Lola whine? I swear I hear the dog whine. Yeah, do a little bit of both. Right, you ready to run a map then? Get you leveled up some? Oh, hey, tower there. Yeah, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. What? Did the citadels move? The citadels, I was working my way up here. The citadels were just up here. And now there's no beacon up there. What the what the hell, chat? Do the citadels move if you haven't removed the fog? Like if there's a patch, do they shuffle around if you haven't removed the fog? Because I swear it was like just here. There were two of them. I'm irritated. What the? I'm moving that direction anyway. Screw it. Screw it. I'm moving that direction anyway. We're just gonna go with it, and we're gonna see if they reappear. And if they don't reappear, I'm just gonna stomp my foot and complain like a petulant child. Sir, that was rude. I did not enjoy your jagged ground. Oh, their corpse is moving, okay. Who's getting booped? How you doing, John? Welcome, welcome. You missed the pupper time earlier. That was some boopable pupper. Whoa, I got stun locked there. Stupid thing. Bardicus, how you doing? It's the Busty Brad. Whoa! What the? Oh my god, I'm getting stun locked. Nope. Stun locked and out of healing. What the hell? Those things can stun like a mother. Nope. Yeah, I am out of healing. Oof.
On you, John. Don't worry, Daddy Creepy. I'm old enough to be legal.
Oh my. That is an out of context WTF. That is entirely out of context. What the hell? Yeah, that is the appropriate response. Like, what even is that quip? I'm old enough to be legal, Daddy Creepy. That is what you just said. Oh man, those things are stunning me. I don't know, okay? I don't remember that one. I'm sure that's why it was clipped, too, because it's just like, what do you even say to that? Like, what even is that? Oh no, they're poisoning me. Whatever will I do? Shit! Shit, 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 shit! I got... No, 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 no. We're not gonna die, we're not gonna die, we're not gonna die, we're not gonna die. Those guys just wreck me. Oh no. I'm sitting here telling you to stay behind me, and I'm barely holding on. Look at me. I need to kill things to heal up, but I'm afraid to kill things because I might die. The Master in Warframe? Nice! Congrats, John. Yeah, good to see you. It has been a minute. No, I've been taking a Warframe break. But, yeah, congrats. Glad to hear it. So you've been enjoying the updates. Do you have your, was it your Rally Prime that just dropped? You do? Nice. Dude, I have no health. I am so gonna die here. Okay, we need a few more charges. We have 3 charges. I have 3 effing charges, that's it. Doesn't bode well for the boss fight, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're the ones who have been stun locking me. Alright, says we got a boss down here. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, we're healing up a bit. We just won't have any for the boss fight, which means we can't get hit. You know, whatever. Excited for the Valkyr heirloom? Oh yeah, they keep releasing heirlooms. I forgot about that. They keep doing that. How are they doing good with those? That Ember one was so sick. Alright, where is this one? Whoa! No! We're getting these guys again. Not again. Not again. This is not happening again. Alright, where is this guy? What the hell? Oh shit! You got. These. Where is this guy?
No, what are you doing here?
Alright. Oh, does it not let you revive? Seriously? That's some shit. No, it's one of you. There we go. Okay, we got him. We got him. Got a little got by him, but we got him. No, no. Come on. There we go. Hey, you're back. Okay, it did let you revive. I was worried for a minute there. Still have Rhino heirloom. I thought those things weren't supposed to go away. Are they starting to go away again? Yeah, I haven't seen Rhino. I haven't seen that one. I know it released, I just never looked at it, actually. I probably should have, but... I don't know, I've just... never super enjoyed playing Rhino. I did him a bit here and there. But he just never was like, ooh, you know what I want to play today? I want to play some Rhino. You know? I'm correct, Rhino's just the latest. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that was one of the big complaints with the Frost one, was that it was a limited time and people didn't like that because of, you know, finances or whatever. And then, of course, as usual, not being able to earn it in-game. People didn't like that you couldn't get it for Platinum. Like, God forbid you help the company stay in business, but whatever. I get it. Like, I definitely get not liking the limited time aspect. I'm 100% on board with that. I don't think every cosmetic optional item should have to be earnable in-game. I'm getting swarmed. There we go. It's a little down that you won't ever have the mag heirloom. Yeah, I'm glad they fixed it, because doing the limited time for mag and frost, I did think was kind of shitty. Like, as someone who got it, being told it was limited time, I would have totally been okay with them turning around and saying, hey, you know what? We felt that was kind of crappy to do to our loyal fan base. And especially considering you can't earn it in-game. We wanted to make it available for as long as possible. which is in perpetuity. I would have been okay with that. I didn't buy it because it was exclusive. I bought it because I liked the style and I had the funds at the time. Actually, it was a gift from the community at the time. So I bought it because I liked the style, I loved Frost, and, you know, I was given the means at the time. So it really, I feel that. It really sucks for anyone who's like, I love it, I want it, I can't have it. It just didn't work for me at the time, you know? It sucks. Why didn't I close the door again? Because I thought the dogs might need to come back? I don't know. Why didn't you close the door again? Screw your series finale. I'm more important. Alright. I think we have to do the breach before the boss, otherwise it might ruin the breach, so... Jesus. Oh, we've got a boss here. Yep. Nope. Arrgh. Alright, we did something. We didn't do great there, but we did something. Not about to lie and say we did great there. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't close the door. You are capable. I thought the dogs might have to come back. Alright. Here is boss fight. Okay, yeah, so far you've gained at least a level here, which is good. Alright, come on, big boy.
Storm point. You won't escape.
Sure. There we go. Let's see. Tier 3, you say? Tier 3. check out that lizard scale. Let's do that. That should do it. That should do it. Not ready for tier 15s yet? Well, that's why I was saying stay behind me. Like, you know, don't go rushing off. We stick together, we work together, and we can get through it power level, yeah. The idea wasn't to, you know, separate and dominate kind of thing. Yeah, I was hoping it would be better. Boo! $39, $36.30. Actually is sadly better than that. Sad. And the Barrow Dweller. Yeah, other one's better. Do you need a Barrow Dweller rogue armor space? Yeah, Doron was doing Equinox stuff at that time. How'd that go? You get anything going with Equinox? Yeah, I vaguely remember that. And at last, you've got an Equinox Prime set. Nice. You'll take it? Let's see. Well, congrats. No, that's not an easy one to come by. Seriously, the Citadels are gone. They were up here, they've moved. I'm so upset. Why does that happen, chat? That's what I was working towards. And now it's like, well, fuck you for doing that. Fuck you for having a goal. Here's one. They moved. Yep, they just moved. They moved over here. Legitimately, they just moved. That's so annoying. Why do they move? Why do they move, chat? Yeah, also, that map was particularly annoying. Those guys with the lightning arrows and the multiple legs, they almost killed me 2 or 3 times. They would stun lock me and then hit me with a ton of damage. So I'm not surprised that they got you once there. I mean, I don't even know if it was them, but yeah, that last map, the enemy selection was the real issue. Hey, look at that, level 70. Also, on these things, let me set up first. I can set it up so that we just annihilate them. No! I couldn't heal in time because it hit twice in the same spot. I'm so pissed. So pissed. Hit twice in the same spot. I killed him first, technically. Oh, so much time lost there with that XP.
Storming arrow.
Whoa. This should do no damage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Gas inoculation is so nice. You're immune to those purple volatiles. The things that account for like half of all deaths in the game. Just a straight up immune. So what? You've been working on that Equinox Prime build then? Every time I'm clicking on the wrong thing.
Thunderous shot.
Alright, so you're up to 70, so we just have to get you 2 more levels and you can use that bow. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, I think the one I gave you is a 72, not a 78 requirement, right? Nope, 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 that's gonna... Oh wait, no, that's not gonna hurt. I'm immune to chaos.
Now this will come in handy.
Okay, greater jeweler's orb. I was like, that's not a perfect, right? No. Greater. Well, still something. There we go. Just had to get close enough. Only just got the set, it'll be a few days. Oh, alright. We'll enjoy working on it. Take that back, you're just upset. I don't know why, but you are. Take what back? What am I taking back? What? I'm confused. What am I taking back? What? Oh. Samsung phone. Other things maybe. Phone, no, that's a definite no from me. Alright. So first, their inherent App Store, not the Google one, but the Samsung App Store, will push out these notifications that you've got an update for an app. But the update is for an app you don't have installed on the fucking phone. So it's trying to trick you into installing an app you don't want. Second, now granted, I've got a Z Flip 3 5G and they're on Z Flip 6. So this is like 2.5, 3.5 years old. But the phone is fucking unusable. Like over 80% of the time now, after the last update, whenever I wake the screen, within half a second to 3 seconds, it goes black again. Like 80% of the time. Completely unusable. Oh, and on top of that, the last update also changed it so I don't have a physical power button. It changed my it remapped it to be the Bixby activator. I don't fucking want a Bixby activator. I want a fucking physical off button. So many things I don't like about Samsung right now. I do not need a button dedicated to activating AI I have not used that's been there for years. I don't need it.
Stay light, stay alive.
Like I said, this is a Z Flip 3 5G, and they're on Z Flip 6, so it's 2.5 to 3 years, likely. Like they've already done a number of anti-consumer things on it, and now it's just straight up unusable, you know? Like, I've got a limit on the anti-consumer shit I'll put up with, but this is just... it's like the last straw kind of thing. The fact that they'll leave the phone broken for so long...
Fancy seeing you here. Almost there. Don't give up now. Don't give it a chance to recover.
Give them a chance and get to Galaxy like a normal person? Eh. I already gave them a chance. I gave them a chance. The anti-consumer shit isn't going to be any different. It's just a matter of, does the phone suddenly become unusable? You know? Hey, Ryan Coops. I've been enjoying it. It's probably the game I've played most over the past few months. It depends. If you like grindy stuff, if you like action RPGs, if you like a lot of customizability and being able to do different cool things with the build. Like, right now, both of us in the squad are running a ranger, but mine's built around lightning, and my squad mates is built around making enemies bleed. So you can... There's a lot of different ways you can take things and, you know, just have some fun with it. So, yeah, I've been enjoying it. If that sounds like your bag, then you probably would too. It is grindy, so you have to be down for the grind. That's the main thing you gotta be aware of going into it. A lot of Diablo 4. Samsung isn't why I bit my tongue, no. It happened in my sleep.
Almost there. Don't give up now.
Grinding's the fun. Been playing Diablo 4. Gotten everything for the game now. Yeah, if you like that, then you like this. And especially, like, if the grind is what drives you, roughly every 3 months they do a new league. So they'll rebalance things when they drop this new league. Like, it'll be like an optional reset. So they'll rebalance things. They'll add some new skills. Sometimes they'll add a new class. They'll add a lot of new items. So then you get to start from scratch and grind for the old stuff you want, the new stuff again. So yeah, if grinding is your thing, you like those different... Obviously, if you like Diablo 4, you like these different builds, you like ARPGs, then you probably would enjoy it. No, sure it wasn't a seizure. So, there are a lot of diehards who love PoE 1, and there are some differences between PoE 1 and PoE 2. After I picked up PoE, both of them, after PoE 2 launched. I prefer PoE 2 because just playing PoE 1, it felt more like you were saying, Diablo feels arcadey. PoE 1 felt more like an arcade game to me. When I was playing a ranger there, I didn't feel like I was playing a ranger. I felt like I was just playing a walking turret that was just firing and raining arrows all across the screen. I didn't feel like a proper ranger. And then also, it doesn't have WASD movement, which I love, and it doesn't have dodge rolling. All that, like, attacking and moving with the same button, with the same mouse button, felt really awkward to me personally. Yeah, we've definitely got people who play this on console. Comes down to personal preference, but yeah, it should be good. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Thanks for the lurk, Lex. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't like the feel. I preferred PoE 2. I didn't like the feel of PoE 1. You know, for the reasons I mentioned, I prefer PoE 2. But I get that there are a lot of diehards who are like, no, PoE 1 is what I grew up loving. PoE 2 feels different. It's not what I'm looking for. Like, I get that, you know? They love PoE 1 and dislike PoE 2 for the same reasons that I'm the other way around, you know? and that is totally cool. Yeah, the attack moving, yeah, that's great. You can technically... Is there a way to attack move in PoE 1? I don't know. I remember there was a way to not... But, you know, yeah, there is if you set your movement ahead and then start attacking. So there is, it's just more awkward, yeah. No, I've been digging this. And the nice thing about buying the pre-release, the alpha, that pre-release access that you're buying for PoE 2, they give you the equivalent amount of in-game currency if you were just buying the in-game currency for what you're buying that access for. So it's not like you're strictly paying to play the game. They're like, hey, thanks for supporting us. Here's some in-game money. Get yourself something nice. Okay. Yeah, I personally haven't played Diablo 4. I know we've got some people in the community who have, but I can't comment on the movement for that. You think PoE 2 will be similar? Yeah. And like I said, I haven't played it, so I can't comment, but it sounds likely based on what you're saying. Ooh, we're getting close there. Close there. All right, we have to uncover both of these before they move again. Once they're visible, they shouldn't move. He said, crossing his fingers. All right, we got another one here. You're level 71, nice! So one more level, and I think you can use that bow, right? I thought that was a level 72 requirement. Yes. As you can see, I've got a squad mate here. It's 123 space from the community. Oh, you need more decks? Okay. But you would meet the level requirement. Got it. Let's hit the delirium here. Yeah, you can play solo, you can play with a squad of up to 5. So yes, you can play it however you prefer. Oh, it got hit by my fireball. I love it. Alright. Fire and ice. I'm basically Game of Thrones over here. I'm gonna freeze him and hit him with a meteor. Don't think too hard about it. Alright, stairs. So many mixed opinions, yeah. It seems like the people who aren't as big on PoE 2 are the PoE 1 purists, from what I've seen. But it sounds like, based on what you like, you know, you're kind of like me, you didn't really enjoy PoE 1. It sounds like this might be more up your alley then. Yeah, because like you, I love being able to attack on the go, having that dodge roll.
Now this will come in handy.
And I love that I actually feel like the class that I chose here, like, playing optimally isn't turning the class you chose into, you know, what feels like a completely different class. Though it can be. Like, just because you chose a ranger doesn't mean you have to use a bow. Plenty of high DPS ranger builds actually use spears. Is there a boss on this one? I don't remember there being a boss. I don't remember it showing us a boss. Oh, greater. Fair. Oh. You're an elite, gotcha. Hello? There we go. There we go. Yeah, the map X-ray, yeah. On I don't know what it is on what is it called? On console, but on PC, if I just hit tab, it'll move the map overlay right there to the center of the screen. So I'm sure you can do it on console. Normal person. Who's normal? No one in this chat's normal. Ow. Walked right into that trap. Oh, hey. Cleared it. Yeah, the monk build you saw might be the last season's build. I've heard monk can still do good damage, but there are some people out there who will take highlights from old builds and shove it out like it's new content. I've seen one creator in particular, one YouTube creator, who is egregious for this. And they just like recycle old content, call it new, and they you can tell because they don't back it up with like links or anything to current builds. And then they're doing it just to shill real money transactions. This website they're affiliated with that you can buy currency off of. It's I'm told Monk still is good, but whereas Monk was the best in like kind of the best class last season, he's a little more like, you know, maybe third, fourth best, somewhere in there, and less popular because everyone played Monk last season. But it was a very fun build. Very fun build. And I think you can still do a lot of what it was doing, just not quite as powerfully. Yeah, this one's fun. It's very similar to a build that was really good last season. This is one of those that it's like, it's always one of the very good things you can be doing. Never the best thing you can be doing, but always like the very good thing you can be doing. So it didn't quite get hit as hard when they did the rebalancing as some of the really good stuff. Like, it got a few things tweaked on it, but largely it still feels really good. It still feels basically like it did last season. So yeah, this Lightning Arrow Ranger is pretty fun. Like, I've always enjoyed Rangers as a class. Dang it, didn't mean to. So many things I've accidentally picked up that I did not mean to. There we go. But yeah, I love the flexibility in this build. There's a lot of mobility, a lot of survivability, a lot of damage. And I'm sure Diablo is the same way, like, just... It's not just your the stats, the passives that you choose, but also your gear plays a huge part in determining what your build can do. And you all probably heard the dog yapping in the background. Hi, little one. What you yapping about?
Potty outside.
Go get Mom.
Come on.
Come on. Go get Mom.
Come on.
Go get her.
Potty outside. Come on.
It rained earlier, so she's trying to run to me to hide rather than go outside. Ooh, we see it. Nice. So that one's uncovered. This one we have to move towards a little bit, and it should be fully uncovered. Yeah, all right. We'll enjoy it. Like I said, I've been enjoying this for the past few months. Some people in the community had been pushing me to try out any version of Path of Exile. And then when PoE 2 dropped, you know, someone in the community was like, hey, I've been enjoying it. I invested in it. I got some spare keys. So if you want to try it, let me know. No pressure. I was finally like, okay, I'll try it. And I'm glad I did. So it sounds like this is your style game, so it is definitely worth it. I think you would enjoy it. Alright, let me hit the well. There we go. It should be safe, but just to be sure, let's head in that direction. And still hear her yapping up there. Such a mouthy little thing. Okay, 72. Now we just need to get you some decks. Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Like, you'll be going along, and all of a sudden, you'll pick up this jewel that you didn't even think about. You'll go and look at it later and be like, you know, roll a couple stats on it, and all of a sudden, ooh, that hurt. You're like, holy crap, this massively improves my build, and I forgot I even picked it up. You know, I just hadn't rolled the stats on it, and now it's good. Hell were those? Let's see. And if you got it now, you wouldn't be getting into it at a bad time. Like, it's kind of later in this current league we're in, but that you can also treat it as kind of like your time to get used to the game, so you've got a better idea when the new league starts. And then when the new league starts in like a month or so-ish, you know, then you just go ham. And really get things rolling. Yeah, maps are kind of like the end game content. That's what we've been doing. And there are like tiers of bosses in here that you have to earn access to that actually, as you beat them, they get harder every time, because then you kind of they give you passive points, and as you fill out the passives, that means the next time you face them, it's a harder version of them. Why did it not go to the nearest one? That's weird. So yeah, it's generally, I mean, the end game, like in a lot of these grindy games, it is what you make it. So a lot of people have made it where they like grind, they want to beat the, you know, for some people it's beating the hardest version of a certain like end game boss. For other people it's like, I'm gonna earn as much currency as I can, or you know, there's this very specific build I want to get perfected. I want all of the most expensive gear for it, the best rolls. Yeah, there are people who it's like the economy is their end game, and they try to amass, you know, as much currency as possible. And you can do that through the currency exchange. You can do through farming, through a combination of it. Whoa. But yeah, generally, like, the general goal is to at least unlock maps, and then from there, you know, as far as you want to get with it. Like, there are little goals it gives you at the end, but, you know, ultimately it's all about what scratches that itch for you personally. Highest difficulty of the game. Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna be like, there's this build I want to do, this is the gear I need for it, kind of thing. Sounds like. Watch out. So many things exploding. Yep. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. This will definitely scratch that itch for you, I'm sure. Because sometimes, for like those really high-end bosses, you know, it's not just about being able to beat them. Like, there are builds that can actually clear them in a matter of seconds to under a minute, and you just never see certain attacks from them. Whereas other builds are like, yeah, I can do it, but I do have to go through the phases. I've got to, you know, watch out for the certain attacks, watch out for this or that, and actually survive. And not, you know, I don't just immediately delete it. Sounds like you'd be trying to work towards the I want to delete everything in my path ASAP, which is sweet. It's going to be super expensive in terms of the gear you need. But I've seen those builds, and they are fucking sweet.
Not going down without a fight.
Why did I think we had already cleared the map? Weird. Pretty much one-shot every boss in the game on Diablo at the highest level. Just boring, now you got all the god roll loot. Yeah, sounds like you enjoy earning it and getting up to that point more than once you're there, which I totally get. I'm kind of that way too. Like, I like the challenge of the ascent and not so much being at the pinnacle, you know? Like, I dig that. So yeah, I think you'd like that then, because like this build is kind of the, it can get there, but the gear I've got, you know, it's not doing it. I would need super expensive gear to push it the rest of the way there. You know, I'm kind of... Would it be better? Yeah, but I'm happy with where it is at the moment. I'm playing, I'm doing damage. I'm farming. Say super expensive, how does that work? It's relative to every person. So generally, a divine orb is the most expensive currency in the game. Hold on a second. Organizing. You know, there are some people who they'll play the season and, you know, they're a little more casual and they'll see, you know, 0 to 3 divine orbs the entire time. And then there are people who are one-shotting bosses and wearing gear that would cost hundreds of divine orbs. Hundreds of divine orbs, not 100, but hundreds. So they've gotten better. I think they've gotten the distribution a little better on it, on the orbs, but it's still still iffy. Yep, the rolls, yeah, the rolls are very different. It's like that here too. The rolls you get on the gear make a huge difference. And of course, even a small difference can just exponentially get better. Like these gloves that I have, you see at the bottom where it says adds 1 to 12 lightning damage to attacks per 20 intelligence? That's actually a rare roll on it. Normally, it's adds 1 to 10 damage for 20 intelligence. But But the extra... The extra 2 points ends up making a huge difference. Why does he keep coming back? What did I miss on this guy? What the hell? I feel like I missed something there. Why was he coming back? Yeah, that extra 2 points of damage because of all my different, some of my different passives on my skill tree, some of my different weapon modifiers, that ends up adding a lot of extra damage. It's a little of both, Ryan. Some drops are tied to specific bosses. We're not done with the map, by the way, Space, in case you didn't know. I assume you're just managing inventory. You want to grab some more stuff here. But, yeah, certain things are tied to bosses. Like these gloves only drop from a certain boss in maps, so you can farm them. This belt only drops from a certain boss in maps, so you can farm it. But then other stuff like I think this focus, I think that's just a random drop. Could be from anywhere. So if you're looking for it, it can be actually a little harder to find, but then again, depending on how desirable it is for builds, this actually wasn't that expensive. This is really useful in my build, not really sought after. And I've got, this isn't the best of the best roll on it, but it's a really good roll. You know? I just didn't feel like throwing that extra bit of money at the best of the best roll when I'm like, this is only a skosh. It's only just a little bit worse. Yeah, basically, I've seen ones that have critical hits with spells apply 6 stacks of critical weakness. That would have been like what I'd really want. I was happy with 5 stacks. 5 stacks was very reasonably priced. Still very good. Not exactly. Usually these boss drops, they have different unique pieces of gear that you have a chance at getting. So you're not guaranteed to get this from its boss. There's a chance. And some of them are only at certain levels. So you know how I said it's like some of these map bosses, you beat them once, they give you some passive points, and then once you use those the next time you see them, they're harder. Well, they do that, so it's like there are 5 tiers. There's the basic level, there's beating it once, to get 2 points, beating it twice to get 4 points, beating it 3 times to get 6 points, and then beating it 4 times to get 8 points. So there are basically like 5 levels to some of these endgame bosses. Some of the stuff that they can drop is only unlocked at a certain one of those tiers, and then it kind of rebalances the probability of what certain items drop at. So yeah, they're not a guaranteed drop, but this one drops enough that you can get, you know, not obviously never a perfect roll, but, you know, very usable rolls for very reasonable price. Whereas this one, you know, it still drops decently for the boss, but there are certain desirable rolls that are still going to sell really well. Yeah, Coops. Like, this is, if you're in a squad, I've noticed for those boss runs, if you're in a squad, I think it's more likely to, I don't know if it's either 100% going to, or it's more likely to assign a drop, like these, you know, the mythical sought after drop, to the owner of the instance. But when you're in a party, you can also control that. There is, where is it? party options. So you can set the allocation of items. So there are 3 options. By default, it goes to short allocation, which means items are going to be pre-assigned when something dies to someone in the party. But if you're on short allocation, it's only going to be for a certain amount of time. And then after that time, if they didn't pick it up, it's free for all. Anyone who comes across it can grab it. Permanent allocation means that never happens. It's always assigned to the person that it's assigned to when it drops, no matter what. And then there's free for all, where anyone can nab it at any time. So those are the different ways you can do that. You really don't want that tier 5? That could have some good rolls. Alright. Let's get our boss, I guess. Free for all is crazy. Yeah. Sure is. We've run a few times with someone where we ran on their instance instead of running on mine, and they do free for all, and I was just like, this is crazy. Kind of fun, but also it's like crazy. All right. Ah, she moved. Shit. Oh, I've used up my charm to stop getting frozen. There we go.
Rather not break my back.
Yeah, been enjoying the hell out of it. It's a good game. I'd recommend it. How many hours is in your character you're using now? Like with regards to the full potential of build, if you could say a percentage out of 100. That's, jeez, how much have we been playing this? I'm not sure I've got an answer for that. I haven't been tracking hours on this particular, hold on. Is that a command? All right, we can track kills on a particular character. Wait, is that on a character or an account? I don't know if these commands are giving me on a character or on an account. Does anyone know? Yeah, I mean, to get the full potential on this one, there's a lot more farming because the really good bows are really expensive and really good boots are as well. Like, I'd say the build's maybe at 80% capacity of what you could really do with it. But cost-wise, a fraction of that. Like, I honestly, like, one of the top tier bows probably costs what I've put into the entire build. And that's just the bow alone. 20 days into it. Yeah, I think we're... Collectively, we've probably got like 2 full days, so maybe like 48 hours of playtime into it. Just rough spitballing. I could be wrong. And you know, it's like it's up there, but it like out of what I know, what I've seen builds like this be capable of, we're probably at like 80% in terms of power level, but even a smaller fraction of that in terms of what it would cost, you know. They can drop in game. Otherwise, you can also, there's a currency exchange here. So one of the ways people will make money is they'll take a look at this market ratio. So say I want divine orbs, I have exalted orbs. No, and they'll look at some of the different exchange rates, and they'll see how, you know, one item exchanges with one, like item A exchanges with item B, then how item A exchanges with item C, and, you know, kind of compare between and see if there's a point where you can be like, I can trade this item for this item, and then that new item I'll trade for this third item, and I'll actually get that at a better rate than trading that first item for the third item. And then you slowly kind of make money that way. And you can do that passively. Like I can set up a trade here right now and then just check it later. Like if we've got, hold on, chaos orbs, so many chaos orbs. Ooh, still a lot. Here we go, chaos orbs. So like right now, the market ratio, if I want one chaos orb, it's 29 exalted orbs. So if I wanted to bet that it was going down, because 30 is like the top right now, if I wanted to bet someone was trying to move some. Yeah, look at that. Someone just went for 28. See, I could try to set it for, say I wanna offer 27 or 26. I can set it, you know, even if it goes overnight, check in the morning or something. There's a good chance it will have sold. If it doesn't, you're just out a little bit of gold, which in the long run doesn't matter. Yes. Yep. A lot of people will do this. Like if you're trying to make money, they will learn how to set this up so that they are passively exchanging item A for item B, and then item B for item C that they actually wanted, and that item A to item B is going to be a better exchange rate for them than the item A to item C was. Going from A to B to C nets them a better return than just going straight from A to C. So that's kind of how one way people just passively make money on here, and it's really cool that they've got this just built in game. See. Don't need you. Need you. You are not good. Neither are you. That as well. Let's see there. All right. Does that mean you're taking off? Or you're just testing out the emotes? This is actually decent. The collectively 30% increased rarity, cold resistance, lightning resistance, cast speed. We're holding on to that. I haven't, because Monk was my main class last league, I haven't tried it at all this league to see how it survived the nerfs, because it was the best class last league. So it got hit with the nerf bat for sure. I've heard it still does solid damage. Like, it's still a very playable class. I have not tested it myself. this. Okay, yeah, that's good. So one of the differences between the design philosophy with Path of Exile 1 versus Path of Exile 2, Path of Exile 1 is very much a, like, run through content super quick, like, have crazy builds that'll kind of clear the screen kind of thing, whereas Path of Exile 2, they wanted to slow down a little. That doesn't mean that things don't still slip through the cracks, because it's a complicated game with a lot of math running behind the scenes, but yeah, initially they're rebalancing when they launched the current league. They hit it a little heavy. It wasn't just that they rebalanced skills, because like the new class they released, it's the new best thing to do, honestly. So yes, they rebalanced skills, but you could still do stupid shit if you wanted to play the new class, and a lot of people wanted to play the new class. But they rebalanced the rarity of items and how frequently they would drop, how good they would drop. Like, they did a few things with loot that also hurt. So one could argue that when initially the league dropped, it did feel pretty bad, because even when you were doing something cool, you weren't getting as much cool stuff for doing it. However, they have been patching it like crazy since then. It's gotten a lot better. They've been rebalancing the rarity of items. Like, there was just a recent patch that did it again, so you would get more of the like amulets and rings that haven't been dropping as much. So yes and no. Yes, initially they overcorrected, but they also acknowledged that and have been actively fixing it ever since then. And they continue to work on it. It's not just like, hey, we pushed out a patch, shut up, we're done. Like, they continue to go, oh, this isn't where we want it to be. We want more of this item to drop. We're going to fix it so more of that item drops for you, because you guys aren't having enough of it drop. So they're working on it. And I like to see that. Like, I don't mind a company that takes big swings, that tries things, as long as they go back and are like, hey, that didn't go well, did it? Let's fix it. And that feels like what Grinding Gear is doing here. Like, they're trying things, and some things are good, and some things they're just like, oops, sorry. We're gonna work on that. We'll have that to you next week. Sorry about that. You know? So, live service, it's cool they're trying things, and it's cool that they're pretty quick about correcting them too. All right, seepage. Sounds good. Yeah, enjoy. Get some sleep. It's very late for you, but nice to meet you. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoy the game. But yeah, sleep well. Alright, what we got here? You go into an elite? Or are you leading us to all the way down here? Okay. Point of checking. Oh, hey, there it is. Tried to get me. They couldn't. Those boars tried to blow my ass up. Do we want to hit the breach since we're right here? Level 74, let's go. Got that dex yet? Guessing the answer is no, you did not want to get the breach right now. Okay. Let's see, we got that. No. All right, we're good there. Oh shit, she got you. I mean, you just got to level 74, so that's not the worst time to get got if you're going to get got. You wouldn't have lost that much XP. I'm sorry, was there an elite there? Didn't feel like it. There we go. Oof. Well, I know the puppers are happy to have their mama back. Took the dogs to pick her up from the airport when she got in. And she decided to sit in the back with the dogs instead of up front with her husband. Just in case y'all wanted to know where I rate. Puppy taxi, yep. Yep. Puppy taxi indeed. Wonder if we could make money doing that. Like, you know, could I pick up shifts as an Uber or Lyft? But the thing is, there are 2 dogs in the car. You want to make friends? Sit in the back. I want to make friends? Sit up front. But we got fluffy little friends to cuddle with, if that's what you feel like. Literally be puppy taxi. You don't want to do the breach right now? I see you keep avoiding the breach. That's all you want. You went straight back to the girls. Straight back to them. Whoops. Okay, that green rune on the ground, is that friendly? Friendly or unfriendly? Lolo was gonna jump to the front with the carrier and all. If you didn't, you were considering their safety. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure. That's what you gotta tell yourself. Right, breach time. Yeah, you were just thinking of the poor little puppers. Won't anybody think of the puppers? Damn it, now I'm picking up random crap I didn't mean to pick up. Ooh, hunting spear, let's go. Damn it! Alright, 12 for you. Ooh, I think that's a new one I didn't have. Alright, alright. I have my wife over there defending her actions. Defensible. That was a new one. Nice. That was, ooh, 2 new uniques that run. All right. I love to see it. Low roll on recovery rate. But we maxed the charm slots. High roll on mana recovery. I don't hate this belt. Ingenuity and Headhunter are clearly better, but I don't hate it. Alright, let's do... Nope, we're done with you. 30 to Dex, that's not awful. That's not awful. Accuracy is whatever. 5 to Dex is a very low roll. Okay, now these are going to hell. Damn it. So hopeful. Ooh. Ooh. All right. What do we got? What do we got? They're up to 74. Nice. How's that dexterity coming? You able to use that bow yet? Not yet, unless you put on a ring and fuck up your resistances. How much dexterity are you off by? Huh? How much dexterity you off by? 16. Your body armor, is that giving you any resistances? Ooh. Sorry, a little tired. Still recovering from the weekend. Can we get it to you in your body armor? Because I've got some spare ones with solid stats I am not using. $1,000 evasion and 385 energy shield. Okay. Damn. Like, I've got this one that's just 1,000 evasion. It's got lightning resistance. It's got 30 to dex. Let's see. That one, 1,000 evasion, 22 to dex, 12 to fire resistance, a little bit of life. Which one? This one? Yeah, it's got resistance. Got some extra life for you. And life regen. Want this one? Or this one? That one? Yeah, this one was that gift from one person who gave me those divs, and that might be going on the Amazon. This one is probably going on the Amazon. I just haven't been on her since I got this different one, and I decided to go Chaos Inoculation. So this is probably going on the Amazon. Otherwise, I would offer it to you. But fortunately, you got a lot of defense. Yeah, I've got ones that would work for you, but you'd have to give up the energy shield that you got. They'd be almost the same evasion, but you'd be giving up the energy shield. And now, John, nice to see you again. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe. Nice, only 2 of the new spears that I haven't gotten. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Oh, the energy shield, so sadly no dice. Alright. I assume your helmet, you've got some... Are you doing energy shield, evasion, or a combination on there? And what are you doing for resistances on your helmet? Can you just link your helmet in chat and we can take a look? Have some nodes to reach? Yeah, but if we can get you there sooner. Like this one has the dex you need, but it has no resistances. It's got increased crit hit chance, increased rarity of items found. Like, it's good if you're okay with it not having resistances. Like, it's got 623 evasion. That's really good, you know? I mean, it's not like top tier, but it's good. Yeah, that's obviously far from top tier when you look at those stats. 40% increased evasion rating. Feeling restless again? Weirdo. I love that. A response to, my body feels like it needs to move, I'm going to bed. I think it is... Yeah, it's Control, Alt, left click. Yep, Control, Alt, click. Oh, you're straight energy shield. Okay. You have fire resistance on it. And then 1 rune for lightning resistance. 28% fire. So the problem is, when you're going strictly energy shield, sorry about yawning again, by the way. When you're going strictly energy shield, you can't roll dex. You can roll intelligence on it and then remap any passives you had assigned to intelligence to dexterity, but you can't roll dex. So like this, it'd maybe let you reroll 2 nodes to dex, but not enough to do it. And give you more resistance. In this, give you a little more flexibility elsewhere. Now this one has no resistance, a lot of dex, and a lot of int, but it's pure evasion. Yeah, this one, same thing, a lot of dex, a lot of int, no resistances, but it's armor and evasion. Shame this one's a lower energy shield roll. Like, it's almost... Obviously, you've got fire resistance there, but it's got good rolls on cold and lightning resistance, really high intelligence roll. Plus energy shield, but probably not worth it for you. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything you're going to want to replace it. Without rejuggling other stuff. Two to dexterity. Like 21 cold resistance. I think we just gotta keep leveling you and get those nodes. Get 400 energy shield on what, the helmet? Yeah, that's gonna run you a couple divs at least for a good one. It's doable, but it's not it's not cheap. Yeah. Because that's, the helmet is like the one spot I haven't gone pure energy shield on that I intend to. Because most of the build is based off of Bub Gun's build, but I want to go Chaos Inoculation, so I'm tweaking it off of another build for that. And that guy's got like 8,000 energy shield, but he's got, I want to say it's I think it's 400 something there, 500 something energy shield there, and then 1,000 something energy shield there. And then with all the modifiers, it gets over 8,000, and I'm like, what? Hey, Count, long time no see. How you doing? Welcome. So many reasons. So many reasons. Damn, you have been following for a while. Guys, you haven't streamed in a while. I take it you're done streaming, right? But welcome in. So, few reasons. First off, very anti-consumer. I cannot stand their Samsung App Store. Google App Store is fine, but the Samsung App Store will push notifications to you saying that you have an update available for this app, but it's an app that you've never downloaded on your phone, and it's trying to trick you into downloading, which is some bullshit. And it's done this to me more than once. Like, it's definitely, they're intentionally doing it. But most recently, you just recently started using Twitch again? Oh, okay, I wondered if you were just like, yeah, life, you know, that's cool. It's nice to see you again. Yeah, aside from that. So I've got a Samsung Z Flip 3 5G. So for anyone who's not keeping up with the models, they're on Z Flip 6 right now. So this thing's like 2.5 to 3.5 years old. I forget exactly. But I know it was the new model when I got it. Oh, congrats. I assume you're moving up to better things. Nice to give yourself that little buffer. But yeah, with the last update to this, it's literally become unusable. The latest after the latest update, when I wake the screen, it about 80% of the time, within half a second to 3 seconds, the screen just goes black again. And no matter how many times I wake it, it just does that. Every once in a while I get lucky and it's like a normal phone, but most of the time anymore, fucking unusable. And on top of that, the last update also remapped the physical power button to not be a power button anymore. Now it's the Bixby AI shortcut. for the little personal assistant that's been there since I've had the phone that I've never wanted to use. And now when my phone's having problems, I don't have access to a physical on and off button. So fuck Samsung. You're taking a $130,000 pay cut from a private company or state government to launch a new department, huh? Okay. Wow. I'm not sure if you can. Samsung did it for you. I don't know if there's a way for me to do it. But the thing is, I can't keep my screen on long enough to poke around and figure it out. All I know is I had a physical power button. Now I don't, because Samsung decided they wanted to push their AI rather than give you the ability to troubleshoot when the software is having an issue.
I expected it to be bigger.
Hey, Revo, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We all expected it to be bigger. Especially the women out there. Advanced features, side button power menu. So you can, huh? Okay, so they just took it off the good default and put it on a new stupid default. Alright. I'm going to have to see if it can stay on long enough to let me do that. Damn, what were you doing? So what is it that you do, if you don't mind me asking, that you make that much? Congrats, by the way. Be able to say you're taking a $130,000 pay cut when there are so many people out there who like, I'd love to make $130,000, let alone take that as a pay cut and still be okay. So, was this like a big resume builder thing? You're trying to get into government then? You just particularly like the governor? The launch Bixby and when they remapped it. Yeah, and I'm not happy about that. It was some bullshit, and honestly, it still is. Someone in their marketing department came up with that idea, and they should be shot, honestly. Obviously, hyperbole there, but clearly it's annoying as hell. Like, I have never used Bixby. I don't want to engage with it. And now they're trying to force it on me, and it's just annoying as hell. Director of Internal Controls and Security for a security management company. Okay, yeah, pretty high up. Government of the as the Director of Cybersecurity and Systems Risk. Okay, okay.
Storming arrow.
Yeah, big role. Congrats. So are you doing it because you're trying to get into government then? Is that why you're willing to take the pay cut? Yes and no. Yeah, new cybersecurity department. Figured that out based on the title there. Yes and no. Feel like that needs some elaboration. So it sounds like you don't actually want to hold office or anything, but there is a reason for you to want to get into government cybersecurity. Is so far what I'm taking away from that. I could be entirely off base.
Good eye. Let's run this rift down.
Take this!
Good shot. Finish it. Hunter's death.
Okay. He's back. Watch out. Nope. Shit. That almost went really poorly. Holy, okay.
Rather not break my back.
Oh, wait, crossbow? No, not you. I'm not sure if it feels new. Obviously, I was unaware of the multiple attempts there. Yeah, I don't know. It feels new. Not sure what's going on with that. Yes, because it's government, a little more secure overall. Company went through a bunch of layoffs and it's low-key kind of toxic. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, low-key toxic. Decent bit of travel. Government role is obviously something different. Getting to build a department, which looks really good on the resume. Especially if it goes well, saying, I built that. Completely remote, and they're going to pay for your doctorate degree and pool. Okay, so there are other benefits beyond that help offset that pay cut. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, congrats. Doctorate, that's impressive. Yeah, I work fully remote and it is awesome. Highly recommend. Actually, when I was considering the position I'm in, one of the other options would have paid more. About... Yeah, it would have been about 20 or 30% more, but there would have been a lot of travel. And I was already getting little red flags that they were going to be a little toxic and there wasn't going to be a lot of work-life balance. And when you're getting those red flags in the interview process, you should probably listen, especially if you have options. So I went with this for less money, but better work-life balance, and I'm very happy. Sure, this is going to make you sound mad. Your state is very lenient with nepotism rules. Try not to die here. Alright, state is very lenient with nepotism rules, which means when your wife finishes her master's and wants to go back to work, you'll have authority to hire her into a division under your department. I mean... you know, just don't forget about your other employees who are already there. Just saying. Ones who helped you build the department.
Storm point.
Oh yeah, nice for you and the wife. Literally, I don't even have space for that lesser jeweler's orb. That's funny. But nice, congrats, good for you. Hopefully it goes well. Sounds like you know what you're doing, so it should. And feel free not to answer this if it, you know, if you feel it might be too identifying for where you worked or anything, but the company you worked for, did you have any government contracts before, so you're familiar with like actual, no, state government cybersecurity risks? Oh shit. Damn it. You got them all because I was frickin' pack full. Shit. Governments, but mainly Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies. Oh, okay, so also big targets. So yeah, you definitely have the experience. Makes sense why they want to tap you. Well, congrats. That's awesome. I know who Okta is. We use them for our single sign-on. So yeah, we definitely... I'm familiar with Okta. Yes. I have your little sign-on push notification thing on my phone. Ah, so you didn't even hear me say yes. I know who they are. Nope, that's gonna die. You're back. Okay. I was saying, yes, I am familiar with Okta. I've got your sign-on thing on my phone. So yes, I'm vaguely familiar. It's actually, it really annoys me that I have to have that work-related app on my phone to just be able to sign on and do my job in the morning. Like, they're not paying for my phone in any way at all. I should not have a work-related app on my phone. That annoys me. So hopefully they can't have any spyware through that, so they can see anything on my phone. But yes, I'm familiar. I have your app on my phone. For work. Watch, this is the part where he says, bad news, here's what they can do with that app. And the guy who assesses the risk and security protocols. Nice. Well, then you have worked with my company. Maybe not you directly, but obviously in general your company. You were the guy, yeah, obviously. You've moved on to bigger and better things. Well, maybe not bigger, but maybe smaller and better things is actually just slightly more accurate. Yeah, it's not gonna roll well enough. Nope. Nope. Bad. Well, congrats, that's awesome. Sounds like a really great opportunity. So if you've been off Twitch for, God, feels like at least 2 years now, then mostly working. What's been keeping you busy? 1 second, you'll answer that question. Oh no. Hoping that just means you're busy. And not that, oh, by the way, this is what they can do with it. You got a call, yeah. I really hope he's not coming back with, so this is what your company can do with that app on your phone. I really am not in the mood to hear that right now. Alright, after this one, if you want to change things up, Space, we can do Chaos Trials, see if we can get you your 3rd Ascendancy. You, Okta, gets my phone data in my terms of service. The company can request it, and we can also give us access to the camera and microphone for certain apps, also in the TOS. Great. So because I have to have that installed for work, third-party company that I otherwise had no interaction with gets my phone data. That's honestly infuriating. Like, that is honestly infuriating. Thank you for sharing that. So you get it, and my company can request it, so they can get access to my phone data if they want. And I'm never going to know if they get access to my phone data, am I? Like, there's nowhere in the TOS that requires I get notified if someone gets my phone data, I assume. Correct. That's what I was afraid of. Well, thank you for sharing that as well. That is really good to know. May have to express some concerns with the app tomorrow. I really don't like the fact that Okta has access to my phone data just because of where I work. And my employer can then have access to my phone data. Oh, there he is. There we go. Got it. By the agreeing to the usage of the system app logon, it's waived consent. That's just such crap, because I have no choice but to agree. If I want to do my job, I have to agree. Like, I'm basically, my arm is twisted behind my back. They don't provide a company cell phone to do it with, because why? I wouldn't need it for anything else. So that I'm forced to use my personal device, which then apparently amounts to an intrusion of my personal data. Love it. Love it. Thank you, corporate America. Very few companies actually request the data ever. Usually compliance-heavy companies, counting, or companies like T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon do. Those companies pay for phones. Yes, if you want to access data on my mobile device that you have provided for employment purposes, go for it. I get that. The fact that having the app on my personal device, because I need to do my job, opens up the possibility, not that they have, but it just gives them the option to request my phone's personal data. That's what pisses me off, you know? I don't like that at all. Like, the only way I really have to opt out is to not work there, and that's just not quite an option. Oof. I don't know. I may bring up my concerns with my boss. Doubt it'll go anywhere, but hey. Well, good to know that very few companies actually take advantage of that. Obviously, very few is not zero, but, you know. So what's been keeping you busy since you haven't been on Twitch? You still been gaming, or what's been the new hobby? Definitely gaming, got married, moved. A lot of working, finishing both of your master's degrees. Jesus. And just life, essentially. Yep, that's fair. Yeah, with a schedule that busy, I can see just being like, eh. Which really can take a backseat. Even for viewing. 100% get it. Congrats. Sounds like a lot of good things, though, at least. These see things like cross-app usage. You open an app within 7 minutes of closing the login page. Microphone access for apps like social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Camera access, also socials. If you open a browser, you can receive purchase information. Purchase information? That is way too much information. That is way too much information. Like, what is Okta even doing with that information? There's literally no reason you should have that. The only reason Okta wants it, it feels like, would be to sell it. What other reason do you want that information? Holy crap. That is a lot of invasive information. Like, even if you can't see what website is visited, just that a browser's opened up, like, you can learn a lot about user behavior through that. Oof. You have a medical issue come up a few months ago. Got COVID, damage to your lungs. Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. That's awful. So, like, long-term damage? That's not good. Usually purchase information is to see what it's purchased with company cards. Yeah. I don't like this. I'm definitely going to broach it with my boss. Like, what alternatives do we have here? Because this is too invasive. Oh, crap. I'm sorry to hear that. You got a really bad variant of it then. I'm sorry. So, obviously you're over the COVID part of it now. Does it, like, affect your day-to-day? Oh, there's a expedition. I forgot about that. Let me find that. Does it affect your day-to-day, or is it more just like, you know, swimming or this or that's a little harder? You're in the ICU? That's insane. I'm sorry to hear that. That is awful. For over a month? Like, being in the ICU at all is not fun, but a month? It affects the day-to-day. You've been on oxygen, you get to come off it in July. Ooh. I'm sorry, that's
Did we just
awful.
become best friends? Yep.
Donnie, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. That is awful. Well, congrats on coming off oxygen soon. I'm sure that's gonna feel awesome. Physical therapy and respiratory therapy. Do they feel like you're going to be able to get back to mostly normal? Like, do they feel like that's a possibility at all? Lots of celebrations soon. Nice.
Storming arrow.
man, you really got the short end of the stick on that. I can't believe... I thought most of the more recent variants were... Grab that expedition logbook right up, I saw.
Rather not break my back.
Yeah, it feels like the more recent variants were supposed to be weaker, so that's awful hearing that you got that recently with that permanent lung damage. That's terrible. You can feel the difference with certain things. So you're not going to be near what you were before, okay. With ongoing physical therapy and respiratory therapy, get to a stronger point. But the best you can hope for is 90 to 95% functionality. I mean, like, I wasn't saying back to normal, but close to normal. I feel like 95% is close to normal. 90, not where I'd hope, but it's an A-, you know. So it's not the worst. Like, there's still hope. And you're immunosuppressed. You got it 3 weeks after chemo. Wait, chemo? Holy shit, you've had a lot going on. I'm sorry, man. That would make sense why it hit you so hard. Yeah. You were definitely a little... Ooh. That makes sense. I'm sorry. Ooh. You've been going through a lot. You've got a lot of good things going on, but also that's rough. Kidney disease with no cure? Oh. Okay, so it's not what I thought, but still, it's a kidney disease with no cure. Yeah, not cancer. Exactly. Because that's definitely what my first thought, which I think is anyone's first thought when they hear that. Realize that after you said it, yep. So you've been going through a lot there. Man. So it sounds like you may still have, like, sounds like the kidney issue isn't going to be like in the next couple of years or anything though, right? Sounds like you've got, you know, still, obviously, you know, you can't expect to be 80 or anything, but it sounds like it should be more time for you. It's not like dire at the moment, as long as you stay on the treatment, right? Trying to figure out how to phrase this without sounding like an asshole. Like, not that it's not a big deal, obviously, but just it sounds like it's not immediately fatal. Most people with it hit their 80s or 90s. Oh, I'm sitting here going like, so you're hoping for like 40, 60? Oh, you can hit 80, 90 with it if you stay on treatment? Nice, okay. I mean, it sucks that there's no cure and you have to deal with it, obviously. But the fact that 80s and 90s is, you know, real potential, that's awesome. In the grand scheme of things, not saying that you have it is awesome, obviously, just that it's not the most dire thing that you could have, for sure. They don't filter properly sometimes. Oh. Rip any drinking, then. Yeah, I'm guessing you don't drink alcohol at all, or if you do, it's incredibly rare. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely go through life without that. Don't drink, smoke, no drug usage. Yeah, that makes sense when you're dealing with something like that. That's kind of what I figured you'd say. Yeah, I was like, with that kind of diagnosis, I know the doctor would tell you not to drink at all, and very likely, you know, no smoking, no drug usage, of course, but upgrade your Samsung, yeah. But, well, thanks for hopping in. Good to see you. It's been a while. Glad you've got some cool things coming your way, so good luck with the new position. Hope to see you again soon, but obviously you're busy. If I don't see you, you know, I get it. Nothing personal. Life gets that way, so... Well, have a good one. Nice to see you again. Catch up a bit. And find out exactly what I'm giving access to on my phone. Ooh, that's just going bad. We're not even gonna upgrade that. Yeah, I mean, if the time allows, obviously. You're clearly very busy, so, you know, congrats on getting married and the new job opportunity, pursuing your education. Like, clearly you've been busy. Very clearly. All right, we need to get 10 trials to get your third. Do this one. But yeah, have a good rest of your day. I'm only going for like 20 more minutes anyway. 20-ish more minutes, so, you know, you almost made it to the end of the stream. But have a good one, Count. All right, you want to do Chaos Trials? Let's see if we can get through in a decent amount of time here. All right, so we're doing this for you. I've already got my 4 points, so don't die. That's your goal, don't die. Or do you want to do it in your instance, since we're doing it for you? I mean, either way, if you're in my instance, you'll be able to get it. Does it matter to you at all? Do you want to just do mine since we're here, or do you want to do it in yours? It doesn't matter either way, as long as you survive through it, you get the points. Go with mine? Okay.
A descendant of the Magi? You are always welcome here, if you wish to test yourself. Relying on luck can only get you so far.
Minus resistances. Alright, either the minus resistances or monsters gain 20% of... Ooh. Pardon me. Damage added is chaos damage. Yep. Not gonna stay up too late tonight. I'm thinking the chaos damage, personally. Yes, no. Don't like the petrification statues. So it's either the first one, the elemental resistances, and I think it's a little early to do that, whereas this one's good. I know I have chaos inoculation, but also you have evasion and energy shield, and this is only if they hit you. If you kill them first, or if you don't get hit, the extra damage doesn't matter. Like that, normally, this is the one I lean towards even without chaos inoculation. That's generally my thought process, especially going this early into it, being like, Yeah, I'll take lower elemental resistance, so when they do hit me, it does more damage, you know? Like, this one feels like it hurts me anyway, because even the AoE ones will get me. This one's only if they can land a hit, if they survive long enough to land a hit.
They strike with dark intent. Your challenge awaits. Prove yourself.
No!
Charged arrow.
Easy enough.
Don't give up so early.
50% less area of effect and projectile speed. Instead of 30%, it's 50%. Added damage is extra chaos damage. Bloody Heart appears that applies tethers, slowing you. Breaking the tether will stun you. I'm guessing you don't want more chaos damage this early. I haven't noticed on this build this lessened reach honestly affecting me. I really haven't noticed it. I could be completely off base. I haven't noticed that affecting me. The heart tethers aren't too bad. You can see them appear and roll out of their area of effect pretty quickly. So I'm open to any of these. Which one are you leaning towards? Obviously Chaos Inoculation, you know, the middle one's like nothing to me, but, you know, what are you feeling? Try one because YOLO? Alright.
Always out of reach.
Yeah, I've picked that one a few times, and I haven't noticed an impact, to be perfectly honest.
Storming arrow.
Alright, we got that. Easy enough. I didn't get hit once that round. I got hit a little bit in round 1, but not in round 2 at all. So we're good there. Love it.
Don't give up so early.
Monsters have plus 40% to all resistances. Ooh, I don't like the Omnitect. Forget 2 exists. These all kind of suck. Either monsters have plus 40% to all resistances. I do have things that let me penetrate lightning resistance, so I might be good. Ancient Veil Machination will deploy attacks against nearby intruders. I don't love that. I'll steal more damage and take less damage. Also don't love that because those are the only things that are actually a challenge in these challenges. I'm thinking it's the 40% to all resistances. You're not doing elemental damage. I have things that let me penetrate lightning resistance. Yeah.
They adapt to your assault. Seek out the cores.
Fury.
What issues is the old man having with the phone this time? Bro. Bro, first of all, super anti-consumer. They have been, like, as long as I've had it. I hate their app store because they regularly pull this bullshit where they'll tell you there's an update for this app, but it's an app you don't have installed on the phone, so they're trying to trick you into installing this fucking app on your phone that you don't want. I've always hated that. They've been doing that forever. But now with the latest updates, two things are happening. Number one, they remapped my power button so that it's not a power button anymore. It accesses their Bixby AI, which I don't want to interact with. But more importantly, it's rendered the phone unusable 80% of the time, because about 80% of the time when I wake it up from, you know, the sleep screen, the lock screen, within half a second to 3 seconds, it immediately goes back to a black screen, no matter how much battery I have. Immediately. No, I'm not using the Samsung App Store. That's the thing. I use the Google App Store. But I'll get a push notification from it, which you can't seem to disable, saying you've got updates. And when you look at the list of updates, some of them are for things I installed through the Google App Store, and others are for things I haven't installed. That's a yikes. I know you hate it, but I feel like it's two. Because if bosses are a big issue here, like they are the challenge, making them deal more damage and take less seems not the way you want to go. Hasn't happened for you ever? I don't know what to tell you, man. So we're going with 2? I feel like it's 2.
Naught stands before them.
The App Store has never pushed shit that you don't own on you, ever, saying it's an update. That must be nice. That must be nice. What's that like?
The VODs engendered some of the fiercest creatures.
Charged arrow.
He's up top.
What luck.
Nice. It doesn't even tell you have updates. Yeah, that one hasn't happened as much lately, but it happened at least 2 or 3 times, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to make me go, oh really, you fuckers. My vote is 2. Base. Yep. Consensus is 2.
Restrict your every move.
Oh, this thing again. Yeah. I have... The thing is, I can't keep my screen on long enough to remap it. That's the fucking worst part, though. I haven't been able to keep it on long enough to actually figure out where to remap it. Just had someone else earlier in the stream confirm that, yes, it can be remapped back to a power button. Which is great. You know, if you can keep your phone screen on. Now, my phone is like 2.5 to 3.5 years old, but still, it shouldn't just all of a sudden in one update go to unusable garbage that Samsung won't address. My screen just goes back to sleep immediately. If the phone doesn't shut off, the screen just goes back to sleep. And I've checked my setting, like it's got the facial recognition thing on where it should not shut off if it sees my face. And I'm fucking staring at it and it's shutting off. So it's not a setting thing. Yeah, it's just the screen turns back off. Phone's still on. Phone can be fully charged and it's doing this. So it's not the phone shutting off. It's not like powering off.
Half completed or half unfinished.
40% less defenses is what we saw earlier. Armor, evasion, energy shield. Ooh, no, that would be... Energy shield is most of my defense. That would be bad. The Stalking Shade wasn't that bad when I actually tried it. I don't know how it works with two of us. I don't know if it's like it hits either of us and it counts against us, or if it's only going to stalk me since it's my instance. If I knew it was only me, I'd be like, we can take this, I can dodge this bastard like nothing. But I don't know if it's going to be just alternating between both of us. Because for the most part, he just slowly stalks around, but occasionally he teleports to you, and you got to be watching out for that. It's either that or the volatiles. Do we want to test this one, and then worst case scenario, if we fail it, we'll just hit this again earlier on Wednesday and get your points? Yeah, for science. Why don't we do it for science?
Ruin seeks you. Seek out the cores.
Charged arrow.
There he is. He's going for you. I think he alternates. All right, he alternates. So it's if he hits either of us. So watch out for him. He's invulnerable. He's slow. He's very telegraphed. He is easy to dodge. He does suck particularly for this, though, because you get stuck in that animation. So it's actually nice having you there for him to go, who do I go after? I don't know. My AI is not working. That's kind of nice. There he is. Thank you for keeping him off me. That worked well. Alright, so yeah, he definitely goes between us. But the AI, when they can't focus on one person, actually makes it a little easier to dodge. So I don't hate this. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but that wasn't the worst choice, honestly.
What? Expecting praise?
Heart to others is my choice. That's... I vote 3. It's like the big... Yeah, it's like the AI with the big monkey, yep.
Your guilt weighs you down.
Alright, here's this. Into the arena we go.
A bird will do anything to feed its young.
Storming arrow.
Ooh, he almost got me there. Nope. Alright, we got the big one, just about. Which means we gotta get the little one quick. There she is. Easy. Yeah, we haven't been hit once by that stalking shade. I'm glad we took it as an experiment.
Display of might.
I feel like it's number 2. I took blood globules once or twice since the .2 patch dropped. I feel like they're just faster and bigger than they were in the last league. But I'm open to convincing otherwise. I feel like it's number 2. YOLO. Alright.
They strike for the heart.
As the kids say.
Leave naught but corpses.
Oh, we're just killing shit. It wouldn't bring me down with you. Love that. Whoa, no. Hi, bud. I will say the bloody tethers with the stalking shade is some devious shit. Like, if you get stunned at the wrong time, it can really fuck you. There he is. Alright, room complete. Nice. I think we've got one more and then the last boss.
Not many
Yep, this one and then the last
this far,
boss.
mortal.
My vote is, hear me out. My vote is number 1 because it only affects us literally in this room. Then we get a well and we face the last boss. Yeah. And that too, you gain charges. My mana gains charges, my life does not, but it's just this room, so.
Your thirst will never be quenched. Blood is the key.
Okay, this one. Alright, just kill him in the little... Stand in here, kill him in here. We have to do this in 3 different spots. And also, at some point, that lovely little shade is gonna finally spawn. Alright, that one's done, so we move on to the next one.
Storming arrow.
There he is, he's there, watch out. Ooh, we got plank gauntlets. Nice. Okay, this one's done. We can move on to the next one. Oh, he got you? That's only one. We got plenty more. That one hit shouldn't matter. We've got more. He has to do it 6 more times for us to fail. The tether, yeah. Happens.
Took you long enough.
My vote's 3 because the only thing we're gonna face is the boss, so this literally should do nothing. It's just us versus the boss, and then the stalking shade will be in there too.
The dead yet chase after you.
This guy. This fucking guy.
Bring you to your end.
Oh shit.
Take this.
Nope. Where'd he go? Oh, he's over there. Nope, he's going up. No! Come on. Where is this asshole? No! Feathers. I don't see him. What the fuck? Oh. Watch out! This is gonna hurt if it hits you. Alright. There we go. Oh no! Literally, the volatile got you at the end. Are you kidding me? Right when you have to pick up... No! The volatile got you? That is some bullshit. You make it to the... No, you were over here. The volatile didn't get you. The volatile went and exploded on me. What got you? You were over here. What got you? I face tanked the volatile. What the hell? Does anyone have the replay? What happened there? Something on the ground that drained your life. I didn't even think of what that attack was. That drains life. That is awful. We actually get to the end here. I'm sorry, that sucks. Damn. Well, we can do it again. We can definitely do it again on Wednesday. Get it for you. That sucks. Literally, you were at the end. And it was like, nah. Nah. We will get it for you next time. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get it for you next time. I don't... What was draining it? You, at least, you have... Like, you have a build that can clearly do it. That really sucks. That was really unlucky. But we can get it for you on Wednesday. Like, your build went that far. We can definitely get you through it. Yeah, that is some shit. Right at the end, like, what even got you? Yeah, you log off right away. You are... I understand. You're definitely justifiably pissed. Yes. GG. We'll get you Wednesday. We'll definitely get you there. Clear your build can make it far enough for sure, so we'll get you there. All right. Well, that is good timing. Yeah, only went a little late. Good time for me to find someone to drop you all off with. Let's see who we got online. Yep. Figured they were ending. Lots of Warframe. So much Warframe online right now. Monster Hunter Wilds. What do we got? You know what? How about I let you all figure out where and who you want to head to. I think I'll call it tonight. Understandably, I took a couple days off. Later night, you all can figure out who you want to watch. If you want to, we're just gonna not raid today. So thank you all for chatting, lurking, hopping in the squad, following. It was good. Got to meet someone new at least. We got catch up with someone I haven't seen in a couple years, which was pretty cool. So yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your day. The tongue held up throughout this, so even if it's not fully healed Wednesday, I think we're still good, so should be okay for that. So see you then. Otherwise, everyone have a good rest of your night, and so long.